right, today we've got a great recipe, and today I'm with Jacob. Hello, Jacob.
Hey,
What are we making today?
we are making Caprese salad. I chose it because, well, quite frankly, I already did meal prep this week. I didn't want to have to waste food.
All right, so you've already got meals ready, so you didn't need to make like a dinner or a lunch, and that's interesting because what we're making today would be considered what if it's not a meal, like a dinner or a lunch?
I consider it an appetizer or a side dish.
Awesome, and I'll be honest, this is one of the healthier dishes that I have ever cooked.
Yeah, even with the big slabs of cheese.
Okay, well, that's fair. That's fair. Between the cheese and the olive oil, we got to have our different food groups in there, though, right?
Yeah.
All right, so this, as we're going to talk about, is a very fresh dish. When I just without eating it, when I look at the ingredients, I think, wow, this is going to be, it's not going to be fatty, it's not going to be oily. Actually, it will be oily, but
it's
not
the good
like
kind.
Yeah, exactly, the good kind, exactly right. So it just makes me think of something like maybe I'm on a coast in Italy, looking out over the Mediterranean, eating some Caprese salad.
I was going to say, hey, should I play the barber of Seville? And then I realized Seville was in Spain.
Okay, well, somewhere over there near the Mediterranean, whatever. It's gonna get that kind of vibe for sure. Let's go and we'll talk about our ingredients because along with being fresh and light and sounds delicious, it's also pretty few ingredients.
Yeah.
To start with, we've got tomatoes, but not just any tomatoes. The internet says vine-ripened tomatoes, all right? And you see we've got tomatoes, and there's green because it's on a vine, all right? Now, interesting note, I looked up to figure out what vine-ripened tomatoes are. What's the difference between vine-ripened and a regular tomato? Well, not much, and turns out it's kind of a marketing ploy to make you think that it's a better, fresher tomato. All it means is that they pick the tomato when it's just turning colors, and then it ripens more after it's been picked, if that makes sense. It kind of finishes its ripening process after it's been picked. I thought it meant like, oh yeah, that's a fresh, delicious tomato, But those look pretty good, don't they?
Yeah.
Honestly, they got the very, very tomato of them, for sure, whatever that means.
Yeah.
All right, next we've got, and this is probably the most important part of this recipe, which I'm really excited about, mozzarella cheese, not just any mozzarella. Fresh mozzarella.
Yeah.
Many of us have had shredded mozzarella, right?
Yeah.
Pizza, stuff like that. This is a block, well, kind of a tube of mozzarella cheese, and it is soft, and it's kind of like, there's like some water, some like...
Yeah, it's very moist.
Yes, and so I've actually never cooked with this before, so I'm excited.
Well, you're not cooking yet, but...
That's true, I guess, preparing a meal with it. Then next would be fresh basil leaves, okay? And we don't have any fresh basil leaves.
Yep.
But that's not going to be a problem because what we do have is a substitute here in our nice little spice rack, all right? We have dried basil, okay? And it's probably not as good.
Yeah, but you use what you got.
Exact, thank you. Well said. You use what you got, and in this case, we don't have fresh basil leaves. We do have dried and kind of shredded basil leaves, whatever. It's all the same plant. It's going to be great. Then we have extra virgin olive oil. Now, I did not look up what the difference between olive oil and extra virgin olive oil is. If you don't know, I have no idea either. Maybe I'll look it up for a later episode. And then we have our seasonings. We've got salt, and we've got pepper, and we're not using like table salt and table pepper. We're not using just a little shaker. We've got the good stuff. We've got the grinder here, so we're going to be able to pop this off, and we're going to grind us some pepper over it. And then I've got coarse kosher salt. The fact that it's kosher salt doesn't really matter. You could use sea salt, kosher salt, iodized salt, I guess, as long as it's coarse. And that's the key because part of why we're using ground pepper and coarse salt is for the texture, not so much the flavor. Flavor is important, but in this case, it's the texture that's going to go a long way. So as far, you mentioned this earlier, we're not cooking. We're not. There's no heat involved today.
Yeah.
Tell me, you kind of know what we're about to do. What goes into this cooking process, this meal preparation process?
Mostly cutting.
Yep, mostly cutting. So you and I are going to cut up some tomatoes into very thin slices, and so we're not cubing it, we're not dicing it, we're slicing.
Right.
And then we're going to do the same thing with the cheese, right?
Yeah.
So we'll cut these into very thin slices, and then we have our lovely white plastic platter. And we are going to layer these around on the platter, and it's going to probably look beautiful. It's going to look like a food magazine.
Yeah. There is one more thing I do want to point out.
Okay.
If there is one more thing. If you get some French bread, cut it up, toast it. You instead have bruschetta.
Oh, if you like put that on top of the bread.
Yes.
We'll have to make bruschetta sometime.
Yeah, and if you want to make it for a whole meal, I found you can add chicken to it.
Oh wow! Now we're really talking. So.
But yeah, that's a bit more than what we're doing tonight.
Yeah, but that's what's cool is that what you just mentioned was like with cooking. One, you use what you have. Great, I love that. That's good advice. And two, what you just mentioned is that with cooking, you can go from an appetizer to a full meal just by adding one or two things. In that case, bread and chicken. Now all of a sudden it goes from an appetizer, very light, to a full meal with all the starches and chicken and everything.
Yeah.
Pretty cool how it's like we're like 1 degree of separation from appetizer, full meal.
Yeah.
Pretty neat. We'll show, maybe we can talk a little bit about like with cooking, people can always substitute. You can always put different ingredients in. Tonight we're going to substitute dry basil for fresh basil. Maybe we'll talk about some other things that other people might like, but our recipe is going to be pretty simple. So what do you say? Do you want to get started?
Yeah. Have you already washed off the tomatoes?
I washed my hands and I did not wash the tomatoes. So we are going to need to do that for sure. Good call. Always wash your produce, okay, before you use it. Thank you, Jacob. We're going to wash the tomatoes. When y'all come back, we're going to be looking down at our workstation. We're going to get to cutting and we're going to get to plating. And this recipe is going to be done. See you in just a second. And here we are. We are ready to get started. Thank you for washing those tomatoes and for remembering proper food hygiene. Very important. We've got a couple cutting boards. Can I have one of those? I've got a couple layered here. So I've got 1, 2, 3.
Okay, well.
So you pick a color, I'll pick a color.
Let's pick this one then.
Notice we're using knives, right? We're going to have to be careful with our knife safety. And I'm going to go ahead and open up this mozzarella. Have you ever cooked with mozzarella or made a meal with mozzarella like this? Fresh mozzarella?
No, this is my first time cooking it myself.
Yeah, cool.
Since we're layering it, one of us might want to cut the mozzarella and the other might want or cut the
Okay. Kind of split up the different components of this, right?
Yeah.
And I mentioned how this stuff was kind of like, it was very liquidy, right? It was very moist, and so you can kind of see that in there. And I'm just going to toss that because we don't need that. And all we're going to do is cut real thin. Now, I will say, hey, easy mistake to make, but you're using the wrong side of the knife.
Whoop.
Yeah, it'll be easier if you cut with the blade. That was I know you were doing that just to show everybody what not to do, right?
Yeah, so let's go with that.
Yes, for sure. And I'm gonna try to make some nice slices here. Oh, nice, look at that. So you cut a nice little slice, and that's just a whole slice of cheese. And again, mozzarella. So this is the same kind of cheese that you use on pizza and everything else, but it just isn't shredded. And I'm trying to go pretty thin. Oh yeah, you did real thin too. All right, so you think we can just kind of layer as we go?
That might be the best way to go about it.
Okay, so I got tomato, cheese. Now remember we got to put basil too, though, in between each one. Sure, what do you think?
Sure.
Since we don't have basil leaves too, theoretically we could just kind of sprinkle some basil on top when we get done layering the cheese and the tomatoes.
Yeah, that's probably the most efficient way to go about it.
The easiest way to do it. And we'll see if we have enough cheese and enough tomato to kind of go all the way, but it's cooking. It's an art, not a science. So sometimes you wind up with too much of one thing or not enough of the other. Nice. Yeah, I have some pretty high anticipation for this, honestly. This is looking pretty good. So, have you had this before?
Oh yeah, plenty of times.
And you're a fan, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had this. Now, bruschetta that you were talking about, I have had.
Well, it's going to be real familiar then.
All right, well, good. And that's why I like bruschetta too, is it always comes off as very fresh, light, clean. And who knows if it's any of those things, but I like thinking it is. I'm going to just go ahead and cut all this, and then maybe I'll grab a tomato too. I'm worried that I didn't cut these thinly enough.
Those look about right.
Okay, sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Let's see. It's hard when you come down to the nubs of these things, kind of run out of room to stand it up on end and cut. All right, there is cheese. I'm gonna steal a tomato from you. Here, I'll put our cheese in the middle. of us. Try not to stab you on the way over. Here is cheese. Here is tomato. Here is plate. Hopefully everybody can see how beautiful our plate there looks. All right, so we got our cheese there, tomato here. Cut one of these. Hey, you're doing a nice job slicing over there. I'm pretty impressed with your knife work. You know, I may have found out that vine-ripened tomatoes aren't special, but I'll be honest, they look pretty good.
Yeah. I mean,
As far as tomatoes go.
I'll start layering then.
Cool. Here I got some slices, cheese, tomato, cheese, tomato, cheese, tomato, cheese, tomato, and cheese, and tomato, and cheese. That's very pleasing. I could sit here and layer tomato and cheese all day, I think. Oh, look at this. Are you kidding me? Did we really do this on our first attempt? We just nailed this. Here, we're gonna spread it out some.
Yeah, probably.
So we can try to use up everything we have.
Yep.
Okay. Now I'm gonna mess it up, obviously, over here trying to do things. And I see basically one piece of cheese here, so you know what? Maybe we didn't need to really do much anyways. That's all right. Look at that!
Yeah, we got a bunch of extra tomato, but
Yeah. Maybe I'll try a bite and tell you how the vine ripened is.
probably no different.
You know what that tastes like? Tomato.
Ha!
Who would have guessed? All right. Easy enough. Look at that. All that took was some slicing and some layering.
Yeah.
Now we're ready for the next part. We need our extra virgin olive oil.
All right.
And have you ever seen the bottles that have like the little, they have like a little spout on the top?
Yeah.
So this does not have that, obviously.
So it's gonna have to be careful.
Well, and what I was going to mention was that I like to, again, we already washed our hands, so my hands are clean. And what I like to do is I'll put my thumb over, see how there's just a little bit of room there?
That's the way to go about it.
You want to do it? You want me to do it?
I'll try.
So you can kind of put your thumb over the end, and then if nothing comes out, then all you got to do is move. Oh, nice. Now give us a little drizzle. Oh, yeah, look at that fancy drizzle, like Gordon Ramsay. Oh, yeah.
Well, it is raw.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully it doesn't call you like an idiot sandwich or something, you know? Because you're doing this right. So there's no reason to be called an idiot sandwich in this case. All right. Now we've got our olive oil, and basically we have one more step. Oh, wait. We almost forgot a crucial one. Basil. Oh, that's looking beautiful. What? Are you kidding me? This is like, I could serve this at a dinner party. I'd be impressing people. You feel good about it?
Yep.
All right. Now, last but not least is we've got salt and pepper. You're going to do pepper because that's kind of fun. And notice here, we've got the top, and when you take this off, that's the grinder. So you're going to have to hold it upside down. Nice. I like using a pepper grinder. And as a matter of fact, I'm really envious of you getting pepper grind. Can I pepper grind some too?
Sure. Sure.
I just really like doing it. And I like acting like I'm in a restaurant like, oh, hello, garçon. Would you like some pepper? Awesome. And then we've got our sprinkle side instead of our pour side, and we need to just sprinkle some of that. Nice. And you know, you want to make sure, with cooking, right, you can always add more, but you're not going to be able to pick out the salt once you do it. So it's important to put, you know, the right amount that you think, and if you need to add more, you always can.
All right, well, that seems like we got about right.
It looks about right.
Probably a good thing to point out is that a lot of times the recipe uses balsamic vinegar, but I don't like that.
Okay, great point. Balsamic vinegar is an option that people have sometimes, right?
Yeah.
We're not going to put it on there, but as we mentioned, something some people might like to use. All right, I think we're about ready to give this thing a taste. You want to set the camera up and we'll get going?
Yeah, sure.
Cool, we'll see you. All right, I'm ready to eat. Why don't you get us some on the tray over here? And, oh, nice method. So you are pretty adept with the fork and knife to scoop. I am using a little spatula thing because I don't feel as confident in my abilities to get that over here. So I've got some cheese, I got some tomato, olive oil and pepper. We mentioned that we did not use balsamic vinegar.
Yeah.
But that's People can add anything they want, right?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, gosh, yours looks fancy. Can I show that off real quick?
Okay.
So check that out. That's pretty good looking. And it's just like a simple dish right there. And we're gonna cut it up. We're gonna try to use some manners. Mine did not turn out looking near as good as yours. All right, first thoughts. What do you say?
It's good.
Yeah? Do you feel like fresh and everything?
Yeah, sure.
Would you make it again?
Yeah.
You know what? In some ways that tastes like a mini pizza almost.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got tomato and cheese.
It's kind of like a margarita pizza.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Yeah, real light. I like that. So, I thought of something. You know what one way you could do some salt is?
Yeah.
You ever seen this?
Oh, well, that's an interesting method.
Is that totally unnecessary or what?
Yes, and now you got salt all over your arms.
Yeah, I did. I'm not gonna wipe it off onto the food. So there we go. All right, I think we've had enough fun. That is delicious. That is delicious. That was a great recipe, easy to make. And anytime something's easy to make and tastes good, that's a win in my book. Jacob.
And it's healthy.
Thank you, and it's healthy. Thank you so much for bringing this great recipe to us today, and thanks for helping me make this. And maybe we can find some people to share it with. What do you think?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, until next time, peace out.
All right, I'll go upstairs and see.
See y'all.